Crowley, how important was it last year to win that final game of the season and move into this season, snapping that 14-game losing streak?
Huge, because going into the off season, the last thing they remember is that victory. And last year our record was very deceiving. We were 1-8, but we lost to Park by 6, Oak Creek by 7. They were both playoff teams. We lost to Franklin by 5, who I think got in the Final Four in state. We were beating Horlick by 2 touchdowns and Blues in that game. So we could have been 5-2 in our league very, very easily, 6-1. And to get a payday was huge. We needed that, and to get the payday the last game. Really helps for the off season. So we had a phenomenal off season. I think just the last memory was the W, and knowing that we were so close against all those quality programs lets us know that we can have a good season this year, because we have a lot of returning starters, and our JV went 8-1. So with our JV going 8-1 and 4 sophomores starting on the varsity on defense, and 7 returning starters with our quarterback back, our fullback back, our top receiver back. Getting that last win and having all that coming back and being so close last year was, we feel pretty good about our chances this year. We play in a great league, so that's going to be the tough part.
Who are maybe 1 or 2 players that flew under the radar last year that you expect big things from this year?
Tommy Stark. I think Jordan Grittner and Roland Dunlop get a lot of press because they're outstanding wrestlers, and Jordan was our leading tackler, and Roland was our all-conference defensive end. But Tommy Stark also started linebacker with Jordan, and Tommy, I think him and Jordan potentially are going to be 2 of the best linebackers in the league. And Tommy's fast. He's excellent at reading, making the correct reads. He's got great speed. Big kid. He's like 6'1", 195 pounds. Tremendous speed. So I think he's one guy that not a lot of people know about, but I think when the season ends, they'll recognize who he is. Another guy under the radar is Grant Abella. Muskego, the last few years, I think, has struggled a little bit in pass defense, and Grant is a returning starter. And just watching him in our passing leagues this summer and in our football camp, just doing a great job of covering guys, knocking down passes, coming up and stopping the run. So I think Grant Abella is another guy. He's a returning starter, but he might be under some people's radar, but I think he's going to have a great year as well, an all-conference type season.
When you look at the schedule, how do you feel you measure up against some of these teams? Considering Bradford's a favorite in Division I and Franklin's one of the favorites in Division II. How do you feel you stack up against the rest of this league this year?
Well, we're going to take it game by game. It's a great league. last year, except for Bradford, we were toe-to-toe with every team. We were Heartbreak City. We lost so many close games. So I think every team in our league, any night, anybody can beat anybody, and it just comes down to your kids have to believe. Obviously, Bradford is extremely loaded. Franklin's very loaded. But last year we were in all those games, and so our theme this year is finish. And if we can, finish the block, finish the tackle, finish the run, and we can carry that over into our games, we feel we can compete every Friday. And we're just going to take it one game at a time. There's no game you can just say, yep, that's a for sure win. I mean, last year, Oak Creek was barely made the playoffs, and they almost knocked off the state champs. So that just tells you how great our league is. So by everybody else being so good in our league, it forces us to work harder. So it's every Friday night's fun. It's tough.